YouTube, it's Maddie the Empty Nest Scrapper. Welcome to my channel. If you're returning, I really appreciate your coming back. And if it's your first time, I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope you consider subscribing when the video is over if you did. So today I am doing a video called Tidy in 10. And it could also be called Organization for the Pack Rat, because I am a pack rat, and that's okay. I am working on it and trying to keep tidy. And one of the things I'm doing is trying to tidy things up a little at a time, because that's something that works for me. So at the first session of this video series, I had a bunch of pre-stand sentiments in a box like this, and they were all jumbled up. And what I found was when I was trying to use those sentiments, it took me a really long time at the end of my card making process to find the sentiment that I knew I had stamped out but couldn't find. So I dumped everything out of this and separated it into baggies. In the next segment, I pulled these out because these are more like die cuts, and I did make them on my scanning cut. At the time I did not have a die cut machine, but they really are large cutout words. So to me, I'm going to consider them die cuts for my purposes and organize them with die cuts later on, maybe in a different video, we'll see. And these were my unassembled signatures that I put on the back of all my cards or inside my scrapbooks, and I'm going to deal with that in a different way as well. And the funny thing is, this is the second time that I am trying to film this video. And my thinking was, I had seen Sarah from Crafting and Relaxing use a photo album like this, and I just picked this up at the Dollar Tree, and she had her die cuts in these, and I thought, that is brilliant. I'm going to try that for these pre-cut sentiments. And I bought a second one for my die cuts. And as I was emptying each one of these baggies into this photo album, my phone rang, and I am filming on my phone, so I had to stop the video and start again. And what I did was I took all of the sentiments out and put them back in the baggies so I could do the process with you. And what I found out was that really is not going to work for me. And I could see from trying to pull them out that if I emptied the baggies in these individual pockets, it was going to be very difficult, because there are so many of them, to go through them. So I'm going to have to dump out a whole section. And in order to do that, all of the different sections would fall out. And that is a problem. So I don't know about you, but for me, I don't usually find out that the system I put together isn't really working until after I start using it. Today, even though it was, I thought, bad luck that I got a phone while I was filming, I got a phone call while I was filming, it turned out to be good luck, because I found out in advance that that really was not going to work well. So in the time that it took to rethink it, I thought, I am just going to store these little baggies in here and have them at least in one place, and let's see if that works. So for the next 10 minutes, if you have something that you would like to organize, put me on pause, go grab it, and come back, because I'm going to put on my timer in a second. And if you would just like to craft and have me on in the background, I would love to keep you company. So I'm starting my timer right now, and I'm going to begin just storing my baggies in these individuals. So I'm going to try to get the air out of each of these bags. Some of them I did that already, and then I will see if I'm going to be able to see through it Or if I'm going to want to label each one of these sections to make it easier to grab out which baggie I want. Okay, it's too tall this way, so I can fold it over, and if I don't have any air in it, it will fold over flat. So let's get out even more air and see if I can make that happen. And hopefully when I go to use these sentiments later on, this system will work. And as I said before, I don't usually find out if a system will work until I'm using it. And most of the time, I've spent my time already putting the system together, and I have to use it that way until I can figure out something else that will possibly work for me better. Because taking it apart without an idea to store it in a better way usually just leaves me a big mess. Excuse me. And as you know, I am a pack rat. And that's why I have to do my organizing in little intervals. I tend to shove things in a drawer, put a label on it, and call it good. But it's really not good. It's really just a mess with a label on top. And if that's who you are also, and you know who you are, I don't have to tell you. If that's who you are, I encourage you to consider trying to organize in bite-sized pieces like 10 minutes, because I think it really has helped me a lot, and I'm hoping that it's helpful to some of you as well. And if organizing is not a problem for you, but you like to have something in the background while you're creating, and you don't necessarily want to watch, you just want to listen. Maybe you'll hear an idea while you're crafting. Maybe you just want to hear a voice while you're crafting, a voice that's not so serious, since we are living in such a serious time right now. Then by all means, put me on in the background. I'm not the kind of person that needs to feel like they're center stage. So I just am going to see if this is going to work. Seems like it's going to be a little bulky, but I think maybe I'll find myself a rubber band to close that up with, and hopefully it'll pan out okay. I don't have nearly enough baggies to fill up this whole book, so it should be relatively flat. It may not be as compact of a system as I had first imagined without the baggies. Also may be that I can find, some smaller baggies that will be a better fit for these pockets. But I do like the idea of having them in a book. And I also like the idea of just pulling out one bag with all the sentiments in the realm of what I'm looking for. All of the thank yous, all of the love yous, all of the miss yous. And I can dump out the little baggie, sift through, and then put them all back. And that will be worlds easier than what I had been doing, which was dumping out the whole container. I think what I'm going to do is do every other one. That is dawning on me as something that will flatten it out a lot easier, and just have one on each side. And, with your organizational system, you want to be flexible, because necessity is the mother of invention in crafting and everything else. So let's see if that's going to work out better than what I just had going on. Maybe yes, maybe no, maybe mostly the same, but I've got plenty of space in this thing, and there's no reason not to use it at this point unless I come up with a different idea that will help this system along. I don't know if it's going to be an ideal system, but no matter if it looks a little wonky, I still think that finding these sentiments will be a lot easier this way. And looking wonky is okay with me if I can find what I need and get the job done. So I don't know if you're the same way. If your initial plan doesn't pan out and you feel like you will be wanting to find some way that looks cuter, then please share with me. Let me know what you came up with. And I am always changing things around because no doubt some system that I thought would be great after a while is something that I am feeling like I want to change. So this one is not how I pictured it, to say the least. But if it helps me when I'm card making, that is the key. And I don't think I have a rubber band handy to close this puppy up when I'm done with it. But maybe in a future video, I will show you what it looks like. Or maybe if you had something like this that you wanted to try and you thought, I'll make it look cuter and close it with a ribbon or something, that's always a possibility that could work out. And it's completely up to you. My craft room is mine, your craft room is yours. And our individuality is what makes our rooms perfect for us. Well, it's never perfect for us, but better for us. And the way I operate is not necessarily the way you want to operate. So what I like to do is watch lots of videos, look at what people are using, and either try to make that system work for my space, or try to make a similar system that I think will work for my space. Either way, I try to make my space work for me. And that really is the key for me. And I'm sure it's probably something that you want to do for your space as well. So, just about made it. And like I said, kind of a little wonky. But probably a rubber band will do the trick. I have a minute 22 left. And if you leaf through, you can see these baggies are each separated out in a way that I can easily grab it. I may label each pocket so I could know at a glance what's in the baggies if I can't readily see through. And I hope this system works for me. And I hope it gave you some good ideas too. 50 seconds left, and I have all my pre-stamped sentiments in a relatively small space, organized in a way that I think it'll be useful. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it gave you some good ideas for your space, or maybe you'll try this system. Either way, I'm glad you stopped by. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, please subscribe down below, give me a thumbs up, and leave me a comment. What would you like to organize? What would you like to see? And any other crafty comments are always welcome. Above all, everybody, stay safe. Bye-bye, YouTube.